Whoa, whoa, my check, my check. All right, first and foremost, I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to the Most High God, Yahweh, and we do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Jesus Christ. So, as y'all know, man, uh, I've been tapping into Ezekiel chapter 38, and I'm about to prove real quick. It's not going to be a long video. It's going to be relatively short, about 5-10 minutes. So we're going to prove that the book of Ezekiel chapter 38 is in fact talking about Russia. And we're going to prove it hands down. No questions, no discussions, no nothing, right? Let's get straight to it. This is the book of Ezekiel chapter 38 and verse 1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him. Now, let's get the word for chief real quick, right? Strong's H7218, right? The word Ross, head, top, right? Height, captain, you understand? Principal, ruler. So, Ross, Rossroshe.
Strong's H7218. Ramath Negev. Ramath Negev.
You understand?
Second entry. Rosh. Rosh.
Right? ROS. Now, let's go into the concordance real quick. Now, I went on Google, just being nosy, and look what I found. It says that the name Russia and the people who inhabited the region were historically referred to as Rus, R-U-S, R-O-S, O-R-O-X, right? Again, Russians of the region were referred to as Rus, right? This is the same transliteration that we see over here. Strong's H7218, right? For the word chief. Right? That's one thing that I saw, right? Now, let's go into Meshech. Strong's H4902, right? Meshech, which goes into this word right here, Moshchi, M-O-S-C-H-I. Remember that, Strong's H4902, right? It says, of a people, the Moshchi, all right? Now, I went into the 1988 Zondervan Bible Dictionary. You guys can see it right here. It says Moshchi were a race inhabiting a part of the country between the Black and Caspian Seas. From Moshchi, the natives of Russia. Okay, this is the 1988 Zondervan Bible Dictionary, which you guys could get on eBay for like $10, right? Literally, I just seen it on eBay for like $10, with tax and shipping. It may be like maybe 12, 15, right? But the point is that these, if you guys, actually, I'm gonna keep reading. Look, I'm gonna keep reading. It says from Moshchi, right? The natives of Russia, then Moscow. So Meshech, Moshchi, Moscow, right? The natives of Russia. That's example 2. Now let's keep going, right? Then it says the Tubal. As you guys can see right here, the Tubal. Strong's H8422, right? The Tubal. Now I went on Google and I looked up the Tubal River. The Tubal River. It says the river Tubal in Russia and the city of Tobolsk are named after Tubal. Man, this is another clarification, another confirmation. Everything is going back to Russia, man. The Tubal River, Tobal, right? Same thing. Everything is going back to Russia. Now, Let's keep going. So we know that Ezekiel 38, we could precept this. This is also going to Revelation chapter 20, right? Where Gog and Magog, they're going to present themselves. They're going to go to war against Jesus Christ, right? In the battle of Jehoshaphat. Joel chapter 2, verse 20, right? All that. So as we see here, we know that Russia, they have an alliance in verse 5, right? Well, let's start at verse 4. Ezekiel chapter 38 and verse 4. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws and will bring thee forth, and all thy army, horses and horsemen, all of them, clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. So this is talking about war, right? Now, verse 5, here's the point. Persia, right? Persia today is Iran. Okay, let's go this look, Persia, hold on. Persia, right? As you guys can see, Persia is Iran. Persia is Iran. Right? You guys can look this up. Right? Do your own research. Persia is Iran. Ethiopia. We know that Ethiopia joined the BRICS. Let's look up the BRICS, right? So the whole point is that Russia is going to play a big, big role in the up and coming wars, right? They're also in Jeremiah 51, right? Look, it says BRICS is an intergovernmental organization comprising 10 countries: Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, Egypt, Ethiopia. Hold on. Look, verse 5, Ezekiel 38 and 5. Persia is Iran. Ethiopia, they're part of the BRICS alliance. Not Persia, but look. Persia is Iran. Let's look up the RSII. Right? RSII can refer to a rapid sequence induction and imputation, a medical procedure, or Russia, Syria, Iran, Iraq coalition, a military alliance. So Russia has a military alliance with Iran and Ethiopia. Interesting. Interesting, ain't it? Now let's go with Libya. Libya is seriously studying the issue of joining BRICS, right? The authorities of Eastern Libya are carefully studying the issue of joining BRICS as part of a common economic strategy to expand ties with developing countries, as stated by the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation of the government of Libya, right, based in the country's east. Now, why? Because Russia, they have military bases in Libya. Let's also prove that, right? This is very important. So hopefully you guys take all of this into consideration, right? We went into the concordance, like I said. This is not going to be too long. You understand? Let's get this real quick. Moscow, right? We just proved that Moscow is Russia. Moscow agrees to a Red Sea naval base near Port Sudan while working to establish air bases in Libya. Interesting. Let's see. Let's look this up a little bit more. Let's look this up real quick. Libya. Right? While Russia does not have officially declared military bases in Libya, there is evidence of a growing Russian military presence. A growing Russian military presence in eastern Libya. with reports of expanding air bases and developments of military personnel and equipment. You understand? The presence is largely linked to supporting the Libyan National Army, the LNA, right? Led by Khalifa Haftar. So again, you guys need to take all this into consideration now, right? A quick breakdown. Take all this, take the articles, the concordance, everything into consideration. As always, you know what I'm saying? We're going to give all glory, honor, and praises to the Most High God, Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? And think about what was just presented, right? Russia is up and coming. Keep the commandments, repent, know better, do better. We love you and we thank you. Shalom.